Redundancy is a concept or idea which involves using extra unnecessary words that you do not require or repetitively repeating words that you've already repeated repeatedly. Needless to say, if you find, see, locate, discern, notice, or sense with your eyes a question involving repetitive repetition, then don't pick an answer choice that repeats itself by saying something that was already said. Again, once more. So, what does a redundancy question look like? Well, they're typically pretty easy to spot. Usually a redundancy question will have 3 longer answer choices and 1 shorter one. The longer answer choices will contain some type of repetition, either within the answer choice itself or within the sentence that you're modifying. The short answer will fix that repetition. Now, there are some redundancy questions that can be a little bit trickier, and those typically will look like 2 longer answer choices and a medium length and a short one. If you notice this pattern, then make sure that the short answer choice doesn't remove too much information, because if it does, then it would be wrong. So let's go solve some. All right, so first up. Second, the website functions as a free, easily accessible digital archive whereby individuals can retrieve outdated programs for education and research purposes. Well, at a glance, these answer choices appear to be a redundancy question. B says uses and purposes, redundant. C, the no cost part was already stated earlier in the sentence when it said free. And then D, purposes when they need them. This is a bit needlessly wordy. The answer is A. Next, when the game starts, a booming voice announces the quest. Intrepid traveler, though you have endured trials and tribulations, your true journey has yet to begin. Exciting. With answer choice B, C, and D, once again, this appears to me as a redundancy question. I have 3 long answer choices, 1 short answer choice. I'm willing to bet that B, C, and D are repetitive somehow, but let's check. So B says quest at the beginning of the game. Well, the sentence started by saying when the game starts, and so I don't need to specify that the quest is at the beginning of the game, redundant. C, quest before anything else happens, same reason. If the game is starting, that's before anything else happens. D, quest by saying the following words. Well, if you say by saying the following words and then insert a colon, you might remember from punctuation that the colon is the equivalent of saying, let me tell you what, or let me tell you why. So if you wanted to add a phrase that says by saying the following words and then back it up with a colon, which is essentially saying, let me tell you what those words are, redundant. The answer is A. Next. After weeks of gathering data in the frigid Arctic oceans, the researchers concluded that the Pacific orcas had reached population sizes low enough to allow the animal's conservation status to be changed. Ah, nice. This reminds me of what I was talking about earlier in the intro. The answer choices resemble redundancy, given that we can see B and C with words such as low enough in quantity or quantity is low enough, is a bit redundant. However, answer choice D is very short, given that it would add nothing, and A is sort of medium length. This makes me think that this question is a trickier type of redundancy and that I should beware of the shortest answer. If I read the sentence with answer choice D in place, the sentence would go, the researchers concluded that the Pacific orcas had reached population sizes to allow the animal's conservation status to be changed. Now, I believe that this sentence lost the aspect of the orcas' population declining. When answer choice D is in place, it added a level of ambiguity. I don't know anymore how the population size changed. They could have gone up or they could have gone down. I think that this is changing the sentence a little bit too much. In that case, the answer choice would be A, the medium length one. And finally, despite using music created by other artists, the composer believes that his unique mixing of each of his tracks qualifies as fair use, a legally permissible borrowing of copyrighted material for a transformative purpose. Another one where the shortest answer choice is a little bit misleading. So answer choice B is the one that appears to be the shortest, but we can see right away that legal and lawful are a bit repetitive. The answer choice is not going to be B. With C, legal acquisition through borrowing, I feel as though the words acquisition and the words borrowing are both conveying that you're obtaining something. So again, introducing a slight bit of redundancy there. D, very redundant, valid, means, and acceptable methods, pretty repetitive. So in this case, once again, we have a question where the shortest answer isn't necessarily right. The answer choice would be A, legally permissible borrowing. It does not repeat the legal component, and it doesn't repeat the obtaining or borrowing component. Well, there you have it, redundancy in a nutshell. As always, thanks for watching, and I hope that you found this video helpful. For more practice problems like these and access to a 24/7 online practice tool, check out ACEIT at the link below. ACEIT is the ultimate study tool for the SATs and ACTs, created by Juni Learning, an award-winning educational tech company that's helped thousands of students take their learning to the next level. Get a 1-week free trial when you use the link in the description. And as always, best of luck, testers.